Hey, Kyle, congratulations on the win. Where does this victory rank in terms of career highlights, being able to get it done in Vancouver in Canada?
I believe that's the highlight of my career so far. You know, to be able to perform like that in front of Canadian fans, I can't, and I mean with my fiance in my corner, I can't think of, anything better until I get that championship belt.
I know if you had it your way, you'd be fighting at lightweight, but I know this was another featherweight fight, but it was a process to get down. How did you feel in there? Because it looked like your size and strength played a good role in this win tonight.
Yeah, now that, especially having fought not too long ago in February, staying at 45 is not a problem. It's just if I take like a year off, like we're not able to get a fight, then it's hard for me to get back down to 145. When I stay active like this, and especially my fiance has been in my corner now, and she takes care of my food for me. So before, maybe I'd go on little binges here and there, but with her in my corner, 145 is not a problem at all.
Anything about Blake surprise you tonight?
No, he did everything I thought he was going to do. Good power, standing. I was expecting the kicks. I was expecting the power. I was expecting the shots. In the clinch, he was strong. Just looking at him, I expected him to be strong, but I knew I could kind of go muscle for muscle with him. I'm pretty strong myself, so it was everything I thought it would be. And we're just going to grow from there. I felt like my technique was on point. Now we're just going to continue to build the output and then start sprinkling in a little bit more power.
How much did you feed off the crowd tonight, having the Canadian support?
100%. I've never felt a crowd like that. I mean, my first fight in Toronto, it was a haze. I took the fight on super short notice.
And that was super quick. Oh, you're talking the other Toronto fight. I was thinking BTC when you had that quick fight.
Oh, yeah, no, BTC was awesome too. But yeah, when I fought Diego Ferreira, again, it was all a haze because they hit so fast. I had to cut some weight, and I just kind of rolled in the cage. Had no idea who was fighting. So this one I got to sit back and enjoy it, and it was awesome. I mean, starting at the ceremonial weigh-ins, I wasn't sure. I've generally been the away guy, so it's like everybody's gonna boo, and I got to go stand here and do this. But walking out to the Canadians, it was amazing having them all cheer, and I raised my hand up and I put it down. I raised kind of get to control the crowd a little bit, and everyone cheered for me. It made me feel amazing.
Do you think Blake underestimated you at all tonight?
I think everybody underestimates me generally all the time. My UFC record doesn't represent my skill set much at all. So, which is great in the sense of people underestimating me, but now I'm putting everything together better. This 145-pound class is getting much easier to cut down to, so I think we're going to see, my true potential now.
And just last one from me, Diana Belbita, your teammate, getting the victory as well. How much did that sort of, give you a little boost going into the fight? Because I know she's been putting in a lot of work at your gym.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing her in the training room every day, and seeing her go out there and then seeing her in some of those positions in the fight, and I'm like, I know what she's going to do because I know what she does in training, and then she did it perfectly. So it's one thing to train with someone and then see them go into a fight and then they don't do anything they do in the training room. Deanna was able to go and take everything she's learned in the training room and use it in the fight, and it worked well. So that was awesome to watch, and I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to work my jab. I'm going to work my leg kicks and move around. And then, I was able to stay super disciplined. And our gym is 2-0 so far, and we got Mike Malott going up soon. We'll be 3-0.
Kyle and Funray, I know you said nothing Blake did really surprised you in there, but I guess what was going through your head when, the broadcast seemed you were up 2-0 going into the third round, and he's kind of still playing to the crowd, kind of dancing around in there. So I know you front kicked him at one point. So, but what's going in your head? You're losing this fight and you're still kind of doing this in front of me.
I think it was a little bit, I wouldn't say desperation, but he's trying to do something different. Nothing else was working. He couldn't take me down. He wasn't going to, outstrike me. So if he could coax me into brawl with him, which I would have loved to do, but I'm already up, I'm winning with this jab and the kicks and stuff, so I'm like, I'd love to stand and bang, put something on for this Canadian crowd, but I knew he had power, and I knew if I stood and banged, it would make it a little more 50-50, so I just had to, stay confident and stay reserved and keep playing that game, but I loved it. I wanted to, get into it a little bit too and get the crowd going a little bit more about stay calm, Kyle. Don't get too crazy.
Were you expecting that from him in there? Because there's some fighters when you fight Kevin Holland, that's going to happen in there. But were you expecting Blake to do that?
Yeah, just everything I've seen from him all fight week. He likes to get hyped up. Even when we're in the back, he walked out before me, but all we could hear for 20 minutes before that was him screaming in his corner and screaming and let's go and getting hyped up and stuff. And yeah, I'm awesome, that's great. He's going to come in with lots of energy, and we're going to stand in there and swing. And so, but I knew he'd be bringing some of that into the octagon as well.
Kyle, right here. You touched on a little about House of Champions, and there's also Niagara Top Team down in Southern Ontario as well. Do you see kind of a bit of a movement now in Southern Ontario? Do you feel that that's kind of coming on at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. Even, kind of like Central Ontario, Muskoka Martial Arts there, my gym. But yeah, House of Champions and Niagara Top Team, we're close. We're 20, 30 minutes away. And we got so many fighters right now. We got, Anthony Romero is going to be fighting, for the PFL. We had a bunch of guys fight for the BFL last night. Guys fighting for BTC in Ontario. There's just so many pro guys, and now that we're all able to get together and build off each other, and Josh Hill, a bunch of guys in Bellator, Dennis Purick over in One. We got guys in every single big organization, and we get to train together. So we're really, I think, becoming a powerhouse in MMA.
Fantastic to see. And last one for me. Blake was unbeaten prior to tonight. I know he had the draw, but does that kind of make another feather in your cap and to take away his unblemished record?
Absolutely. I think that helps me steal his hype. He had a lot of fans. He had a lot of hype. Some people might say he's a good-looking dude. He's going in there. So I'm trying to steal everything from him, right? I can't take the hair, but I could take everything else. So, yeah, I'm glad I could take his first loss.
You got him in the beard department.
Oh, 100%.
Kyle, first time you got a win since 2019 against Polo Reyes, obviously with the draw last time out against Doohoo Choi. What was the mindset like coming into this fight, having it been so long since you got a win in the octagon last?
I didn't necessarily feel that. Against Doohoo Choi, in my mind, I felt like I won. In England, I felt like I won. Obviously, it wasn't on the scorecards and all this and that, but I felt confident in myself and my performances, and I knew it was going to be minor changes to change that draw to a victory. So I wasn't too concerned about it. I was gonna go in. It was gonna be me and Blake tonight. I was excited to be here in Canada, but I was gonna go in. I was gonna do everything I've been training for, as if nothing else mattered.